Now, I'll just give you a little bit of a rundown on Narconon itself for those who don't know much about it. It's been around for about 44 years. It's an international program, first developed in the US. It was founded by William Benitez, who was a six-time imprisoned heroin addict who came across a book in the prison library in the Arizona State Prison back in 1960. And he read this book and found some of the philosophy very true to him, and he was able to use some of these techniques and ideas to help free himself from heroin for the first time, which he was at that time still able to get in the prison. He then wrote to Mr. Hubbard and said, do you have more books or more things that could help someone recovering from alcohol or drug addiction? And Mr. Hubbard said absolutely, and he sent someone to the prison with more information. And William started the first Narconon, I think in 1966, in the actual prison with 10 students to start with. And within the first year there was 100 students in the prison doing the program. So his sentence was commuted, which means it was drastically reduced, and he was allowed to leave prison early because of his contribution inside the jail and the help he'd given others. And he founded the first Narconon in Los Angeles, which is where the headquarters are today. Now there's about 130 Narconons in 60 countries around the world, and this is the only residential facility in Australia and almost the Southern Hemisphere. There's a couple of residential facilities in Brazil, and I think there's some outpatients in South Africa, and we have one residential facility in Taiwan, and but we're the only one for quite a long distance around. And I myself am a naturopathic doctor, not a medical doctor, and found that 60% of all new patients in the 3 clinics I had around Melbourne were coming in drug addicted, and started looking for a technology that would assist these patients to get off and stay off drugs. And when I started looking into the medical models, I found out that the success rate was 3 to 10%. That meant 90 to 97% of people going into medical facilities were drug reverting. Plus, as a naturopath, the idea of drugging people on more drugs to fix a drug problem didn't make any sense to me at all. So the fact that Narconon uses vitamins and minerals and a sauna detox and education and counselling greatly appealed to me. So I started using the first steps in my practice and saw some really good results. Then we started an outpatient program in about 1997, which went for a few years, and we withdrew 450 students off drugs in that time. And we just using the first real step of the Narconon program, which is drug-free withdrawal using vitamins and minerals and communication drills. And after that, I could see, we did a rough count, we had about a 35 to 40% success rate of people staying off, just doing those first 2 steps. We had nearly 100% get off, but the success, in my opinion, the success of any program is based on not how you can withdraw people, but how long do they actually stay off drugs or alcohol once they are off. That's really the telltale success, isn't it? And so we've found that just using the 2 steps, it was around 35%, which was a lot better than the average rehab in Melbourne anyway. So that's when we started looking for this facility, and we've been here, I don't know, 8 years. How many? So that's 7 years, yeah. So we've been here 7 years. And in that time we've definitely gone from strength to strength as an organisation, but not without our ups and downs. Because of the, I'll just talk about, the founder being William Benitez, but the works come from L. Ron Hubbard. Now, he's a philosopher, humanitarian, he's the founder of Scientology. There's a lot of controversy about Scientology, and, as an organisation we've run into, Narconon equals Scientology, and, we've had media attack, and we have internet crap, which all states things that aren't correct. And, over the years, we've had a real battle to keep this centre here, because we're a charity, non-profit facility. But in the end, our success is shown by our graduates, and you're going to see some of that today. So the first thing I'd like to do is just discuss each of the modules of Narconon. We've got book 1 through to book 8, and that's after withdrawal. So what I'm going to do is just discuss one of those books, and then we're going to have a student come up and give you a little bit of a success story of each of those books, and then we'll graduate all the students. So before I get on to book 1, there's what we call a drug-free withdrawal program, and we use vitamins, minerals, calcium, magnesium, things called assists, and techniques called objectives. And these techniques assist someone to withdraw with minimal withdrawal symptoms. And when the withdrawal symptoms kick in, we can give supplements and nutrients that help to minimise those withdrawal symptoms. Most students are through withdrawal in 1 week, and a lot of them definitely say it's been a lot easier going through a withdrawal here than in a medical facility. And of course, in the medical facilities, they're often drugged up on Valium and sedatives and naltrexones and antidepressants, and they become a chemical cocktail while they're withdrawing, which doesn't make them feel too good. So we don't use any of those medical drugs here. So the first thing we need to do is once they come in,